நல்லதெல்லாம் தரவே வருவாய் விரைவாய் ஞான விநாயகனே. தானம் தவம் கடந்த மோன நிலை அளிக்கும் தானம் தவம் கடந்த மோன நிலை அளிக்கும் ஞானானந்த தபோவனத்தில் வீற்றிருக்கும் ஞான விநாயகனே சரணம். நல்லதெல்லாம் தரவே வருவாய் விரைவாய் ஞான விநாயகனே. அன்னை பவானியின் அருமை புதல்வனே, அன்னை பவானியின் அருமை புதல்வனே, ஆறுமுக பெருமானோர் முதல்வனே. அன்னை பவானியின் அருமை புதல்வனே, ஆறுமுக பெருமானோர் முதல்வனே. இன்னல்கள் தீர்ப்பதில் இணையற்றவனே, இன்னல்கள் தீர்ப்பதில் இணையற்றவனே, ஈசனே ஹரிதாசனின் நேசனே. இன்னல்கள் தீர்ப்பதில் இணையற்றவனே, ஈசனே ஹரிதாசனின் நேசனே. ஞான விநாயகனே சரணம். நல்லதெல்லாம் தரவே வருவாய் விரைவாய் ஞான விநாயகனே.
Very delighted to be part of this wonderful book launch by Mr. Ram. It's so great to see so many of you very interested in this art field, and this book is going to be really a guide for the younger artists, the upcoming dancers who want to achieve in this dance field. First thing, I met Ram, one of my relatives, and heard about this book, like he's writing a book on dance. So the first question I asked is he from a dance background? How he got inspired to write a book on Bharatanatyam? So it's like, no, he got interested in this, like hearing about this art form and moving with so many people like you all here. So anyone will be inspired with you or people around us to get into this and get more knowledge about this art form. This is a wonderful and very detailed art form where there is no end in learning. We have to keep learning. There are so many new things which are coming out each and every second to learn in this art form. So it's so happy to be here, and this is my first time. Actually, if you ask me to dance, I think it's very easy for me. I'm seriously, I have practice on stage speaking. It's really very easy for me to express it to hand gestures and abhinay more than speaking. So anything, anywhere, please forgive me for any mistakes here. So about this book is a profound exploration of world of dance, and I'm honored here to help introduce this book to you all here. I'm so happy to be here. To start with, dance is a universal language, a powerful form of expression that transcends the culture and speaks to the very core of our being. If you have very short of words to express, actually dance helps us to express more. I think you can see it right now with my face. Lots of expressions going on, all the navarasas and the hand gestures going on when I want to express about this book. So this helps us in the way of telling a story, conveying our emotions, and connecting with some deeper, as I said, when we lost words, we can express it through our dance. There is no limit in expressing through dance whatever we feel. This book take us to a captivating journey through the history and the different styles and also the cultural significance of dance. When I heard about this book, I thought, okay, it's just going to be what is dance is all about, what is Nataraja is all about. The thing what everybody in common, they call it, okay, Bharatanatyam, we know it's from South India, Tamil Nadu, and from Bharatanatyam, okay, all these things. But when I heard about this, the physics behind dance, which something actually attracted me a lot. About the music, the dhani involved in this, and the main chapter which attracted me more is the Guru Sishya Parampara, which needs to be known by so many young dancers nowadays. What is Guru Sishya Parampara? So this book has all A to Z. It's a dictionary or encyclopedia for dance. It is seriously helpful. I have told my daughters, you have to read this and explain to me each and every page what is there in this book. Though you know all the words what we have been teaching you, but you have to tell me what is more than what you technically learn in your dance institute. So there is so many things more than that, and you also have all the theoretical studies than the practicals what we learn. More of theoretical, more of information about the art forms. So it's a very good book which can go heights. Actually, it's very helpful for everyone. So about my school and my guru, I am so grateful to my guru who have made me be in this art form and being with her for past 9 years now in Nataraja Academy of Performing Arts in Kuwait. So I started as a small kid with her, though I started after my 3 daughters. She still tells me you started as an LKG baby. I'm still in UKG. You didn't even pass your UKG still. So this is what dance is all about. You cannot just graduate and you cannot just finish it. So I'm so grateful to my guru and to the institute where I am now. My guru Srimati Arundhati Singha John has also enthusiastically participated in this journey and has given us so many informations about dance. What is more, the intricate details about dance, what is more important for a dancer to know about. And as we all say, like as we know, we have we have just started finding a new dance, or not finding, like exploring a new dance form known as Kalba. Kalba is a combination of 2 beautiful art forms, which is Kalari Payattu, a Kerala martial art, and also our own Bharatanatyam. So if we take, as the name suggests, Kalari and Bharatanatyam, that's what Kalba is all about. And this art
Bangalore. Prime Minister Modi's office in devising a national logistics policy, which was introduced about a year and a half. So it was hard work. And taking a minute out of that, nothing really dance, is Mr. Modi is a real CEO. You know, when you talk to him at technocrat level, he is a different person. He is not the Prime Minister that all of us know as a public speaker actually. But it's a pleasure to work under such a person who runs the country like a CEO. From there, aviation has been my blood. I've been in this industry for about 46 years. I know Ram for about 40 plus years actually. And having seen Ram, if in English dictionary there is a word called restless, if there is a positive connotation that can be given for that word, நீங்க போய் கூகுள் மாமியை கேட்டா சொல்லும் ஸ்ரீராம்னு போடுவோம் அந்த வார்த்தை ரெஸ்ட்லெஸ் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் அப்படின்னா ஸ்ரீராம்னு வரும் உங்களுக்கு. ஸோ இதோட பியூட்டி என்னன்னா இருக்காது. ஓட்டம் 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 எங்கே பார்த்தாலும் கூட இருப்பான். ஸோ நான் சில பிரேக் போடுவேன். ராம் நீ ரொம்ப ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக போகிற கொஞ்சம் மெதுவாக போகணும். இந்த மாதிரி சொல்கிறதுக்கு தான் அந்த மாதிரி யாரும் ஆர்டர் பண்ணுவோம். But we shared such a nice relationship because I lived in Dubai for a long time, 30 years nearly. Ram was there for 3 years, 4 years. 4 years they were there. So Ram and so his children were also born at that time. Our children they are the same age. So we had more close relationship when we were in Dubai together. There was never an inkling of, let me bring two aspects of human life: gross, subtle. Gross things are things which all of us know. Everything which is visible physically, it can be felt, it can be seen, it can be enjoyed. Subtle are things which are connected with heart. It is connected with art. It is connected with silence. I cannot have dreamt in my life that my dear friend Ram will get into the subtle art form of Bharatanatyam dance and write a huge book about it. Big round of applause for Ram. That shows the subtlety of heart, even though externally he shows that he is a busy man running around like a headless cow. Yes, exactly. Not only that, I don't say it is the bread and butter of my thing, I say idli and chutney. In other words, you can see the facet of that person of seemingly two extreme ends of human evolution. Shabda Brahman being a friend is one extreme, silence being a friend is the other extreme. So out of silence comes the art. What probably I can stand in this dais, or any one of us can stand in this dais and explain in 22 words or 2,200 words, probably Akshaya will show it in one mudra. And the impact of the word that I spoke will be much less than the mudra that she showed on the stage, which will have a lasting impact. That is where science becomes art. The science of Bharatanatyam she would have learned from her guru, but when she performs it as an applied art, then that is where the real art comes, divinity comes, and that is where spirituality evolves. So evolution of human being is more in art, more in subtle things, less in physical things, and less in gross things. Ram is standing example silly example of really that one, if he puts a mind, it could be a CA, it could be an LLB, or it could be Bharatanatyam and how Pallavas build those temples. So, and another thing, Ram, I don't know whether he realized it, he is doing another very great service for the future generations by trying to bring those youngsters, because youngsters also have unsatiable inquisitiveness. Those individuals can be turned to these areas where they would do more work, which Ram would be proud of probably in the future there. So that also you have created actually an avenue for such people. Another round of applause for that aspect of Ram's work. So we do things in life. The spin-off that we get, what triggers makes us do is one thing, but the spin-off we get in that is what is the benefit to the whole society, and that is where these type of creations are just not creations, they are there for centuries to stand and to be outbeaten in a positive manner by their successors there. So I wish Ram all the best in everything, write more, continue to be restless, that is the best way to live life. Thank you all.
Finally converges at a point where they realize that yes, I one form of, some type of a philosophical touch where it is sort of converging. In fact, while I was talking today, got illuminations about Bharatanatyam and the human philosophy that's also going on. So I am so glad that these art forms give such a wide scope just beyond the art form to explore multiple dimensions of the human life and our values. So show the books of these kinds which touch across these forms in multiple angles will be of great benefit, and the dance as such doesn't have any type of age barrier, okay, right? So we are seeing that yesterday top it up yesterday, you have seen in the social media the great Baijaita Malabali at the age of 90, she was performing in Ayodhya. Okay, it's a viral in the social media. So it just goes to the saying that age is not a barrier. Okay, right? It can go. So thanks for the opportunity, and I was very great to have start sharing a dais with all these people and Mr. Ram. Thanks, Mr.
So restlessness, Ramesh spoke about, a lot of people spoke about me. So I'm going to use the first 3 minutes to talk about others. Very relevant because this is a platform called Unnati. Unnati is nothing but transformation. And if you actually look at the logo as you walk in, you will realize that this was actually done by Sudham Modi when she inaugurated it. I don't think any person possibly takes center stage for social change and contribution to that much more from that. Something which we need to talk about Ramesh, because I think he doesn't like talking about it. That's why I said I should talk about it. So far, about 80,000 people. So yesterday I was here, sitting here, I was asked to sit here. So 148 batches of Unnati's 35-day program was over with all of them performing on dance, and they were not talking about what they learned. But I was sitting literally the place where Valli is sitting now, and I was crying for about 2 minutes because the weight of gravity, the gratitude has gravity. And actually there's a very good friend of mine called Dr. Shekhar Mailer, who is a neurologist in US. He has written a brilliant book on the gravity of gratitude, and he has connected Hanuman Chalisa with the ability to transform. So that is one journey. I'll share all these links. Few things, I don't know how many of you know on stage. There is only one person in the whole auditorium at the age of 83. She did skydiving in New Zealand last year. That's Vishal Modi. So I know, so when we did the first roller coaster ride in Disney, Lata and I had gone, and one daughter, we were sitting on one roller coaster and Lata was sitting with the second one. So Lata actually looked at me and said, after we finished the ride, she said, if you want to die, tell me, you don't need to put me on the roller coaster. So that was just 30-second ride, and here we are talking about skydiving. I have to make special mention of a very dear friend of mine who is sitting here, Arun Kohli. Arun and I go back to 1985. And when he came back from working in the Middle East, that was 1996. And we met in Bangalore, he settled in Bangalore ever since. His daughter should be another classic example of how heart rules a mind. So she was one of the primary child who went into J. Krishnamurthy's school at the age of 4th standard, Arun. And then she went on to do her MA and she finished her literature. No, she did her architecture. And the first job that she got was to design something for one of the leisure resorts on the Bombay or the Bangalore Mysore Road, where she was told that she will be taught some part of yoga. But I think that was something which is the best thing that happened. She came back home. The architecture part is gone for a toss. Now she teaches yoga from this. So that's where heart rules the mind. Another one young man here, only half of him is here, the other half is missing, Sham. So I've known Sham since when our first daughter was born, that was 1991. So when we were in IR that time. One of the most, I hate him because he's a nerd. IIT Madras, before that Kendriya Vidyalaya, both of them, then IIT Madras, then went to the US to do their PhD. They worked in GE in the same location. I don't know how many times one of them has not gone and the other one has finished the work for the other. So that's one. They returned to India and now he is into data science, and I saw something which was relating to kabaddi and football. So these are the transformation parts. So what I'm just trying to say is, under this roof we are seeing transformation across coming in from multiple people. So if you look at the first part of transformation, if you have read or learned Sri Suktam. So Sri Suktam, everyone believes it is for praying to Lakshmi, but Sri Suktam is a part of the Rig Veda between the 5th and the 6th chapters. It has nothing to do with any of the gods that we pray. It is for alchemy of transformation, and that is Agni. So fire as the element is the only element where whatever is the input, output is ash. That is why it's used as a purification, and that's why it's used in the temple as well. A lot of things coming up on temples and stuff. So that's the part of transformation. So sitting here, yesterday we said, we listened to the young kids who are talking about what transformed them just in the 5 weeks of being here. So we just, so Ramesh and I thought we should do something for the kids. We just announced that we'll do 1 lakh every year going on from now. So Ramesh will find what we should do with the money. So that's a purpose. I will encourage anyone and everyone who wants to be a part of the transformation here. This is the opportunity. That was one big one. The last 2 weeks I've been in India. I'm here for another 3 days. I'll talk about the transformation. So restlessness will get addressed. So first thing was, we did the first launch in Chennai last Sunday, same time. So the book on Tamil, which Pablo was holding, so there was somebody who came in from Dinamalar. So now Dinamalar is going to take over the publication, and they will market it, and they will take it to all the literary festivals. If they make a mistake of copying, we will come and talk. That is the first one. The second one which happened is, from Chennai, we moved to the next particular part. So if you look at the book and see page 3, every rupee or dollar that comes from the sale of the book goes to charity. So yesterday, day before we had a book launch in Bombay, and that was a very yacht club. So we had pre-orders of about 14 books. So we just wrote a check of about 50,000 rupees for the Asha Sadhan, which is only for girl children. Whatever comes in from the books sale from here today will by default go to Unnati, and we'll top it up with some more. So that's the kind of thing that we're talking. So the next change that happened is Anand Vaidyanathan. I don't know how many of you have seen him on Super Singer and stuff. So he has taught our daughter Shruti music 26 years back. So we know him for the last 30 years. So I was just talking to him when we were on the way. So we just announced one book next year. We'll do a coffee table book for him, and that's on voice modulation. So that's for us listeners. Then I was on a flight to Delhi because I was attending, last year I was supposed to speak on Kashmiri Shaivism and Abhinav Gupta in Somnath Temple. That could not happen because of COVID. But the lady who was sitting next to me, I didn't talk to her for the first 1 hour, 40 minutes of the flight. The last 10 minutes she was playing Lalita Sahasranam on her phone, and I just got talking. So she's a retired professor for English literature from Delhi University, and her husband is Pandit Bhajan Sapori, who is a child prodigy for the name Santur. So I got introduced to the family, and Abhay, the son, Amarnath. So we agreed to do a coffee table book on Santur. So we'll release it at the India International Center next year, more like the one country. That's for us. Yeah, he's also a cousin. So if you have seen Siddhartha doing the survey program, that's all cousins. They've got in their entire family, the worst educated guy is a PhD. So that's the kind of intellectual plus maths they carry. Couple of things we announced yesterday. So we are also coming up with an app, iPhone app for learning Bharatanatyam. And Akshay is going to be helping a lot. She and I spoke. We have already volunteered her daughter to participate in that after her exams are over. So it'll be an app for iPhone and Android. There is only one app available like that on the iPhone, and we know the persons who have created it. She is related to Krishnamacharya Shrikant, some cousin of hers. So we thought if we want to do it, might as well do it the best. So we had one meeting yesterday, and I actually introduced Vishal Mani to the people from Pune who will be developing. So, yeah, so that's on the transformation part. Since it is only I'm sharing this, it's under this banner that we can do this. So, book, quite honestly, it was easy to write. It's about 107,000 words. It's about 2.5 kilos weight, 600 pages, 740 photographs, and we have literally covered everything. In fact, I spoke to one friend of ours who's called AJC. He's a sound designer, works with AI Javan. So we have covered Dhwani. He said Dhwani. So Mala, who happens to be also my childhood friend, happens to be related to Ramesh and Vishal Mami also. So we went through the whole. So I'll just talk about one small part of the book and then we'll wrap it up and we can have interactive sessions. So Dhwani was one chapter where I went into the physics of sound. From sound we went to what the 20,000 to 20 megahertz that comes up. That's the tonality that is audible for human ears. Then we went into the subsonic, supersonic, and then we covered into the evolution of sound. Then we went into the numismatics. And then there is a, I don't know if you know, there is one yajna which happens in Alway and Alapi in Kerala for the last 5,000 years. They do it for 12 days and they erect a pangal and the whole family stays inside that. You cannot even write what the mantras are because they are all sounds of birds and animals. And that was last done in 2008 or 2009. So we have covered that also. Then they talked about Sare Gama, what is the etymology, where does it sound from, where does it originate from, does it come from an elephant, does it come from a goat, does it come from a horse, those kind of things we have done. So evolution of sound we have done. Then if you look at sound itself, sound has a few qualities, right? It's like tonality, volume, diction, meter, rhythm, laya, and that forms a raga. From a raga to a rasa to a naturam, which is the accompaniment for the dance, we have covered that. It's only 12 pages in the book. It took me about 4 months to write that. And then we went into the Nada Brahma part of it. So there is a professor in University of Hoboken in New Jersey. I've actually quoted all. There are about 160 references which we have quoted in the book. So that's just one chapter. And then there is the concept of the Rasa Sutra. Rasa Sutra, in fact, Akshay and I spoke about 2 weeks back. So Rasa Sutra is primarily from Vibhava to the final part, which is 5 stages. It is so abstract to even read. When I was reading the Bangalore book of Nati Shastra, which is the English translation, it took me about 2 weeks to understand. Then I said, okay, I have to write something on it, I have to dumb it down to my level and then present it to somebody who can read it. So that's one chapter. It's the biggest chapter in the book. It's about 28 pages. That took me about 8 months. So the Rasa Sutra related part goes into that. Since Ramesh spoke about the restlessness and Visla. So when we were trying to promote the book, we wanted to do something on digital marketing. So I got quotations of $10,000 for 2 years or 5 lakhs from my friends. So I went into teaching myself something. So there is a generative AI for video generation. The app is called Visla. So I can write 4 lines about the book. The app generates a story, screenplay, narration, generates a video and creates a music depending on what the book is. And it generates it in 20 minutes. So I saved about $8,000. It took me 15 minutes to learn and 5 minutes to produce it. So we have generated a lot of those content. We will start. So some more things which we talked to yesterday. In fact, I was talking to my friend in the US. For every Arangetram performance in the US in 2 states, 1 book will be gifted free to the parents and the dancer. And we just want to have a place to keep a stall where we can sell the books, so whatever is sold comes back to China. So that's the future. Actually, Shanta's husband has already read some chapters, so he should be able to talk on my behalf. So, the objective was, so when I was writing the book on Pallavas, I was told that copyright is the big problem, so I traveled about maybe 4,000 kilometers across Tamil Nadu, covering only temples. The criteria for temples was they should be more than 1,000 years old. In between, we went into 4 temples where we found this was Chidambaram, and Chidambaram had all the 108 on the eastern Gopura and the northern part. And then we went to 2 more temples and we said, this is too much. We need to get this codified. That was it.
Very interesting. Yeah. Anyone would like to ask anything? I know the Einstein is there, all these cultural qualities, and then I was talking. Because he had talked about 12:15, 12:30. Right? So there is 1 or 2 questions anyone would like to ask. Yeah, please.
To do with our lunch, but I want to ask you, how do you divide your time?
So I think for all of us there is only one constant, that is time. So I do something like a power yoga, which means having a very powerful sleep that I do during office hours. So get the benefit of doing. So I have been so lucky that I have 2 bosses of mine who have helped me do something fantastic. And again, on wrestlers is one more thing I share. So I have spent the first 40 years of my life just building a network of friends. So my friend happens to be the WRC on the executive board. So I'm actually speaking at a national event for the CA Institute, and the topic we spoke about would be the Navarasas of auditing. So one of the Navarasas, on the Navarasas, if you look at it, one of the Navarasas is Bhayanaka. So Bhayanaka is literally, I don't even know how to express it. So you want to express it? Bhayanaka? So Bhayanaka is like, oh my God, I don't want to know. So if you want to correlate it from a commercial time frame, if you have a hostile acquisition, Bhayanaka is what is going to happen to the employees. That is one. Then we were talking about the evolution of dance we spoke about. So if you look at the Srishti being created from a big bang, from there it was what one of the Austrian physicists called Frank Capra talks about. He's talking about Ananda Kandavam is a point of equilibrium where there is a possibility of creation, where it's balanced. That's double integer talking where debit equals credit. So we have spoken and used those kind of things. And then there is chaos, he said that was the evolution of singularity accounting. So those are the things that we spoke about. So CA should also be doing that. How do you do it? Oh, sorry. So I normally spend about 120 to 140 hours per week. So of that, about 40 hours in office. See, I create a bit more of time to myself because I don't watch television, I don't watch TV, I don't watch anything called seasons.
Anything?
Called season 1, season 2. So we actually don't have a cable connection. So at home, Lata watches pretty much anything season. So everyone has got Hotstar, Discovery, Netflix, so this and that. So I've been traveling for the last 25 years, staying in married hotels. I've been asked by 3 hotels. The internet, the page where the remote is working, is everything not working? I said, no, I don't watch TV. So it doesn't make a difference to me. Normally I'm up at about 3:30. So that's fine. So you create time with that. And sleep at about 10:30. So that's all. Well, you have to create time, there's no language. So normally at home, anyone who comes home, the golden rule is nobody will do the first coffee other than me. So that's, please come then. So we are actually working with, so few things, future of what this year is going to hold. So we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Dr. Padma Subramanian to release a book in Chennai, that is one. We are going to come back to the same Umati place, somewhere later in here, where we do some annual function part. I've got book releases happening. So because of the network that we spoke about in the list, we're going to meet actually the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka later in the year. We have got an audience at the White House in May. We are meeting the mayor of one of the cities in London, Harold. We've got book launches in Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Singapore on this side. Once you go to the Middle East, it's Dubai, Muscat, Doha and Kuwait will do one. Kuwait we got an invite. Then in Europe they are doing one in Amsterdam. So actually if you go to Amsterdam and north of Amsterdam there is a place called Den Helder. So in Den Helder there is a Vimana and a Gopura of a Vinayagar Koval which is about 80 feet in height. 5,000 Sri Lankan Tamil families, they do a period during the month of July which is 5,000 Tamil speaking families. So we're just trying to get to the people of the executive committee on the board. So there will be one in Amsterdam, one in Den Helder, 3 in UK, London, Manchester, and Birmingham. We're doing one in Munich, Germany. In US, I've been given special permission by the managing director, it's on record. So every city which has more than 100 Indian families. So we're starting with Boston, New Jersey, New York, Delaware, Philadelphia, DC, Raleigh. I'm speaking at an event in the University of Duke. Again, it's a network, right? So if I want to speak at the University of Duke, I just call my friend called Mohan, he's a professor of accounting at Duke. He said, much you will talk. So that is done. I'm speaking at the temple in Cali, which is in North Carolina. We've got one in Charlotte, we're doing one in Miami, Chicago, Houston, Austin. Houston is about 3 events, Austin, Dallas 2 events, San Francisco 4 events. And then the other one is Kalakshetra has got the 95th anniversary of the Queen on 29th February. So in the US, I got invited to the alumni of Kalakshetra, that's about 250, so that's not there.
Great. Good for your book, apart from the book, I think the travel calendar itself is booked for the whole year or more. Thanks a lot. Thank you for doing this honors round over here. Yeah, please.
Do you have any plans to release in Kalamandalam in Kerala?
Oh, we can do it. We do anything to send the book because all money is going to charity. So thanks a lot for being here, and it's an honor that you chose Unnati to do this book launch. Thank you very much. I request all those who are here. Last thing which I want you to say is how do they buy the book? We may have enough copies here, and of your online. What is it? You could just it's there. Okay. So we have.
Cheers, doctors.